Good morning, Venerable Jeff. Venerable Jeff, did you know who's doing the Dharma talk this morning, the service?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. I thought I was going a little crazy. I was mistaken this morning. I'm a forgetful old monk. Thank you so much.
Crazier.
Thank you. So everyone, this is Venerable Jeff, also known as Thich Thap Min, and he is a Dharma brother also. We just went over Wanji Dharma's passing and showed his picture. Venerable Jeff had also showed some pictures of the Abbey under snow. So with that note, I'll give the meeting over to you. We've had a good check-in. I'm sort of worried about Patricia Johnson. She seems like a wild party girl, so be nice to her today.
All right, thank you, and good morning, everybody. I'd like to start us off with recitation of the rope verse. For anybody that knows the rhythms, welcome to join along. How great the robe of liberation, a formless field of merit, wrapping ourselves in Buddha's teachings, we free all living beings. And now I'm going to do a ring down with the bell with 3 bows marked by another bell ring at the end of the ring down. Please feel free to join me if you're in a place where you want to stand and do a full bow. Feel welcome to do that. Otherwise, simply bowing where you're seated is just fine. Okay. And I didn't see Reverend Scott here this morning, so I'm afraid I don't have a way to put these things up on the screen for you, but if you just want to listen as I go through the recitations, the next recitation I'm going to do is the Dan Lei. If you want to follow along in our books, it's going to be on page either 5 or 8, depending on the version of the book that you have. Okay. Dan Lei. I bow respectfully to all directions of space, all realms, past, present, and future, the 10 directions, all Buddhas, the honored Dharma, the enlightened Sangha, the permanent 3 treasures. I bow respectfully to the master of the samsara world, our own teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, to the future coming Maitreya Buddha, to great wisdom Manjushri Bodhisattva, to great effort Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, to Dharma protector Bodhisattvas, and the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas assembling at the great holy mountain. I respectfully bow to the great love, great compassion Amitabha Buddha of the Western Paradise, to the great compassionate Avalokiteshvara Buddha, to the great power Maha Stamaprapta Bodhisattva, and to the great vow Kshitigarbha Bodhisattva, and all the Bodhisattvas in the pure ocean. And now we'll go through the Chant of Compassion, which, depending on the book you have, is either page 22 or 32, if you've got it with you. And many of you may simply know this by heart as something that we recite quite regularly. Chant of Compassion. We surround all forms of life with infinite love and compassion. Especially do we send out compassionate thoughts to those in suffering and sorrow, to those in doubt and ignorance, to all who are striving to attain truth, and to those whose feet stand close to the great change called death. We send forth all wisdom, mercy, and love. May the infinite light of wisdom and compassion so shine within us that the errors and vanities of self may be dispelled. So shall we understand the changing nature of existence and awaken into spiritual peace. And if you'll forgive all the talking from me, we'll do one more chant before we do our meditation, and that is going to be the Heart Sutra. If you'd like to recite this along again, if you have a book, it's going to be on either page 6 or 9. And if you don't have a book, feel free to recite it from memory if you can, or just to listen. Heart of Great Perfect Wisdom Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, clearly saw that all 5 aggregates are empty, and thus relieved all suffering. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself form. Sensations, perceptions, formations, and consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked by emptiness. They neither arise nor cease, are neither defiled nor pure, neither increase nor decrease. Therefore, given emptiness, there is no form, no sensation, no perception, no formation, no consciousness. No eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. No sight, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch. No object of mind, no realm of sight, no realm of mind consciousness. There is neither ignorance nor extinction of ignorance. Neither old age and death nor extinction of old age and death. No suffering, no cause, no cessation, no path, no knowledge, and no attainment. With nothing to attain, a bodhisattva relies on prajnaparamita, and thus the mind is without hindrance. Without hindrance, there is no fear. Far beyond all inverted views, one realizes nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future rely on prajnaparamita, and thereby attain unsurpassed, complete, perfect enlightenment. Therefore know the prajnaparamita as the great miraculous mantra, the great bright mantra, the supreme mantra, the incomparable mantra which removes all suffering and is true, not false. Therefore we proclaim the prajnaparamita mantra, the mantra that says, Gatte, gatte, para, gatte, parasam, gatte, bodhisvaha, gatte, gatte, para, gatte, parasam, gatte, Bodhisvaha gatte gatte pada gatte pada samgatte Bodhisvaha. Thank you all for following along there and reciting with us where you could. I'd like us now to go into a half-hour period of meditation. So please get yourself into a comfortable and stable position. I'll begin the meditation by ringing the bell 3 times, and then after that, giving some brief instruction and reminders for how to sit in meditation. Then we'll sit in silence for the duration of the period until I ring the bell to signal the end of the meditation. Please, if you haven't already, make sure that your microphones are on mute. So, good morning and welcome and Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, and on our Gregorian solar calendar, it's the first day of a new year. And so what is it that makes today special or important? Absolutely nothing. The sun rose this morning, it will set tonight. The world spins on between. What is it that makes today special or important? Absolutely everything. The sun rose again this morning. It will set again tonight. And in between, as the world spins, every moment is a moment that has never happened before, is a chance for something to unfold and for us to perceive it. What makes today special or important? We do. With our thoughts, we make the world. These are the opening lines of the Dhammapada, teachings of the Buddha. Of course, the world spins on whether we're thinking about it or not. Okay, but we give importance, we give significance. We decide what's helpful and what's not helpful. Okay, what's joyful and what's sorrowful. Okay, what's important to us and what's not important to us. Taiko Zen mentioned earlier that a Buddhist teacher, the Venerable Wanji Dharma, Tiktok Hyen, passed away recently. Most of you probably never heard of him before this morning, but at least half a dozen of us knew him, and so now you know him because we've brought him up. Yesterday on my way to the store, I noticed that the flag at the fire station was at half-mast. I asked a friend who had died or why it was at half-mast, and they said, oh, because Betty White died today. Half jokingly, it may or may not have been for Betty White, but as most of us may have known, and now we all do, the great comedian and actress Betty White passed away yesterday, just a couple weeks shy of her 100th birthday. And to some of us, that may mean nothing. She may not have been somebody of particular significance to us. To some of us, that may mean everything. She may have been a very important influence on our lives. And who decides that? We do. In the same way that we decide any given moment or day is special. And today is just a day on the calendar. The calendar is a fiction that we made up. It doesn't exist outside of our minds and our shared agreement that it does. Just like lines of latitude or longitude. There aren't really lines drawn on the earth, but it's helpful to us to imagine that there are so that we can relate our position and relate it to other people's. It's helpful to imagine that time exists and that it's divided up so that we can communicate and relate with people in a helpful way and even drive our own lives and what we do. And so whether or not today has any special significance to you or not, when we create these moments or these days and imbue them with some kind of importance or specialness, we do it because either it's habit or it's helpful. And if it's habit, it may not be helpful anymore. And part of our practice is learning to see what our habits are, what we do unconsciously without thinking about it, so that we can then examine, is this thing that I do, is it helpful? Does it reduce or stop suffering for me and others? Or is it harmful? Does it perpetuate or increase suffering for others? And that way we can, if we pay more attention, we can stop doing the things that are hurting, and we can do more of the stuff that helps. And in that way too, the when we decide that a particular day or moment is important, we can use it to help us with either a measure of progress or a starting point, for a clean slate, so to speak. We could decide, what, I'm going to change something that I'm doing, or I'm going to change everything that I'm doing. And today's as good a day as any. And today makes counting easy because it's day one. So we'll start today. And so, as far as the new year goes, I hope that all of us take the opportunity of the new year to review what we're doing and what we planned to keep doing or to stop doing, and to work towards our own betterment and the betterment of everybody around us by doing the things that are helpful and stopping the things that aren't. And so that's what I wanted to say today. Thank you for listening. As it is the first of the year, it's somewhat traditional, and I'd like to have us go through something called the repentance verse. Now, what we'll do here is it's in our book, the newer version of the book. It's on page 33 if you want to read it along. But what I'll do is do it as a call and response, and I will somewhat randomly ask for a volunteer here to unmute and respond with me, just so we can all hear at least two people doing it. But everybody else, please follow along and recite as you can. It's a little two-verse verse, so to speak, and it mentions karma. Remember that karma just means action. And in this verse, we'll be talking about our ancient twisted karma, our actions that have caused suffering or worsened suffering, born from greed, hatred, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind. And with our thoughts, we make the world, but also with our speech and with our actions, with our mouths and with our hands. And so what we're doing is we're avowing it. We're recognizing the harmful things that we've done with the idea of trying to stop doing them. Okay? And so let me spin the wheel of fortune here and choose somebody. Let's see here. I see a hand. Donna, are you volunteering? Okay, well, thank you, Donna.
I am.
For volunteering. And so what we'll do is I'll recite each line of the verse, and Donna will repeat after me. Everybody please repeat after me, but Donna should be the only one that we can all hear. Repentance verse. All my ancient twisted karma.
All my ancient twisted karma.
From beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
From beginningless greed, hate, and delusion.
Born through my body, speech, and mind.
Born through my body, speech, and mind.
I now fully avow.
I now fully avow.
May this merit pervade all existence.
May this merit pervade all existence.
May we and all beings achieve liberation.
May we and all beings achieve liberation.
Veneration to all awakened ones of past, present, and future.
Veneration to all awakened ones of past, present, and future.
The world honored one, great bodhisattvas.
The world honored one, great bodhisattvas.
Great heart of wisdom.
Great heart of wisdom.
Thank you, Donna, for volunteering and for reciting that with us. Thank you, everybody, for joining in as you could. And so now I would like to run us quickly through the daily confession. Depending on the book you have, it's either page 23 or 29. And again, I'll recite it for everybody, so just follow along if you don't have your own version with you. Daily confession. I respectfully bow to Shakyamuni Buddha, Amida Buddha, all Buddhas in the 10 directions, boundless Buddha Dharmas, and the virtuous Sanghas. I have lived many lives under heavy karmic obstacles, desire, anger, pride, illusion, and ignorance. Today, because of Buddha's teaching, knowing this as mistake, therefore with sincere heart I confess. I vow to eliminate evils and to do good. I respectfully entreat the Buddhas for their compassionate assistance. Body without sickness, mind empty of frustration and anxiety. Every day happy to practice the wonderful teaching of the Buddha in order to quickly depart from birth and death, understand mind, seeing into its true nature, develop wisdom and gain the spiritual power in order to rescue all of my honored elders, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, friends, relatives, and may all living beings attain complete Buddhahood. Now the well-wishing chant. Please repeat after me. I think many of us know this by heart. It is also on page 29 if you have the book. Well-wishing chant. May the suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. And may the merit of this penetrate into each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all bodhisattvas, mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, mahaprajna paramita. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Thank you, everybody, for listening to me here and not tuning me out any more than you had to. Happy New Year to everybody, and whether January 1st means anything to you or not, I hope that you make it a special day in your own way. And now I'll turn things back over to Taikosa.